RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Guess who's back? Still jumping on the track. Yo, what's good? It's LB, Lauderdale Boss, aka Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yo, what's good? You know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Gang Radio, let's go.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from the sewer, except I think you're above ground today, or you got up.
I'm above ground. You know, fought all the crimes, smashed all the squirrels, rats, spiders, except for Silva, because that's the spider that doesn't die. But you know what I'm saying?
Not if you fucking related to Chavez.
I'm saying, right? You know that. Yeah, you know, so some people just don't go away, and some people just, you know, they're not good at making people go away. Such is life sometimes. But yeah, you know, you absolutely right though. But you know, as always, man, we salute you for your service, man, keeping the city safe for everyone. You know, and as usual. And last but certainly not least, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly? It's your boy Conscious Pilot, aka the West Coast Avenger, number one contender, preparing for liftoff. Destination Ring Game Radio Live. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Conscious Pilot, you know, he stays elevating above the masses, you know, and that's what it is, man. So yeah, no, we definitely got some recapping to do. I mean, last weekend, you know, thankfully we only had 4 fights instead of 5. You know, no, I mean, although still, I mean, 4 is a little bit too much. You know,
a little bit not. 4 is way too fucking much. Fuck all that. Like, yo, the standard is like we went from damn battling between watching 2 cards to now juggling 4.
Yeah, you know, like y'all, like, you know, y'all promoters, like, I know y'all want to be stealing people's attention and audiences and shit like that, but nah, no one wins when you're fucking putting your events on at the same fucking time. Like, no one fucking wins to do that. So y'all gotta nip that shit in the bud.
The only person who wins is the internet companies with these niggas damn having 3 and 4 browsers up.
Right?
Fuck out of here.
If it's not
Netscape could come back if that's the case. Shit.
Yeah, I had 2 laptops and a TV going, man, and I'm just like, God damn, like I that usually doesn't really happen. And I had a tablet just in case.
Yeah, there was too much boxing. There was too much boxing. Like,
and I match up the cards where you got more entertaining fights on the undercard, and it's like niggas having to choose events because of the fucking undercard. Like, what y'all doing? Like,
right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, it's like monkey see, monkey do. You got someone has a spot, then everyone gotta get that spot. Like, nah, cut that shit out.
Yeah, like y'all somebody could have a card on Friday, somebody could have it on Saturday. Like,
yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, boxing, get better, man. Like, at the most, I can see 2 cards on one day, as long as the cards are spaced out so they don't, you know, intertwine with each other. That's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, because y'all could have easily did 1 card on Friday night, then 1 card in the afternoon or, you know, early afternoon on Saturday, and then another one at night.
Yeah, and
that's 3 cards in one weekend. So 4, we already telling you 4 is too fucking much.
And you can, and even a Sunday card, hell, like I said, it's not football season yet, you know, although the basketball playoffs are coming on, but you can find a way to make that shit work and put it on a Sunday. Yeah. Niggas will watch.
And that's if you fuck up Friday and Saturday.
Fact.
And we give you an extra shot.
Absolutely.
Doing you that Chavez Jr. Slot.
That's super facts.
Like, you know, we love you, but we don't like you, but we'll still help you out. Here you go. Do something.
Yeah. Y'all gotta cut that shit out, man. Like, we're boxer fans, though, but we're also human too. Yeah, that, you know, space that shit out. You know, so yeah. So the first card we're gonna get into definitely, because this one had some had some had some controversy, so to speak, in the main event. Of course, we're talking about Jermall Charlo and Juan Macias Montiel. But before we get into that main event, we gotta give a little bars to the underground, to the undercard, where we have Isaac Cruz, and he didn't look overly that impressive either. I don't know if you guys saw that fight, against Francisco Vargas. Basically, Cruz pretty much was just battering Vargas, and Vargas was just trying not to bleed, which he almost made it to the finish line though, until he took a butt that had him leaking like a faucet, and the referee probably should have stopped the fight, but there was only 30 seconds left in the fight, so he let him continue. Isaac Cruz, he won a decision, but it wasn't one of those. It was one of those fights where it's just like, I mean, if you saw the first round, you saw the whole fight pretty much. Like, seriously.
It was kind of boring. I mean, because Cruz has been putting on with some impressive knockouts and, exciting fights. So it just goes to show, like, how a veteran fighter can, like how Lundy did to Zepeda.
Right. And then Vargas has obviously seen better days. Like, I mean, that dude is already, like, he's faded out. And he's trying to change his style, too, because, people, it's funny too. People don't even remember. Like, they say, "Oh, he's a boring fighter." I'm like, have you seen this guy's wars? Like, nah. Like, dude had to change his style up because he was getting pounds of flesh, tore off from like every fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was what it was. And then Angelo Leo versus Aaron Alameda, was a good fight. It was an interesting fight. One thing I definitely gotta say for sure though. Yeah, I know for the ones who actually saw this fight, Angelo Leo takes way too many punches. I think we can all agree with that.
Of course.
Yeah. I didn't see the last fight, but
of course
he does. I don't think it's his. He fights quality fighters though, so
he does. But he's getting trademarked up like badly. I couldn't help but say, like, man, like dude is just like jumping head first. I mean, I know you're from New Mexico. I know you're from the state of Johnny Tapia and all, but goddamn, bro, like you gotta move your head a little bit.
Johnny, R.I.P. Johnny Tapia. He used to move his head. He was that offensive defense was crazy. Like balance that shit.
Yeah. I love that little Hellraiser, man.
Leo's not gonna have a long career if he fights like this.
Yeah, no, and then like Alameda, like pretty much, I'd say at least half the fight, Alameda was just tagging him, like was letting up combinations. Like Leo would walk in, and Alameda was just like blasting him with some like right hands. I'm just like, slip something, duck, block, parry, do something.
And Alameda could fight though, so
yeah, and he could, yeah. Like Alameda, I think is like the most underrated fighter, maybe at 122. But I mean, his only flaw though was he didn't make weight, which kind of disappointed me. I'm just like, God damn it. So it was like, so I was like, yeah, hopefully he gets that shit. Cause like I said, dude is a welcome addition to 122, but pretty much this is like the second fight in a row where I believe that, the victory was kind of took from him. I know the rest of you brothers, you probably, they probably disagree with me on that one, especially, we had some preliminary talks on that.
King P, you have the floor. I ain't Pilot. Did you see the fight? Well, King P has the floor then.
Yeah,
because I didn't see it, so I gotta.
I mean, it was definitely a good fight. Both of them was putting hands on each other. Alameda was hitting him with the hard thudding shots. Like you could tell that both of them was laying hands, but it was Alameda's hands that was fucking like had the real effect because Leo felt every punch and he couldn't get out the way of any of them.
That's the worst thing about Leo. Leo is a pressure fighter, but he's not. But he doesn't have no power and doesn't have no work. He doesn't have no real work rate.
But I mean, no. But I thought that Leo had the better output than Alameda. Alameda had it's one of those. Do you go for the busier fighter or do you go for the guy that lands the more impactful blows? But even then, I think Leo was doing his body work was not getting like talked about because he was really tagging Alameda to the body and really doing work down there. He was just getting hit every fucking time. Like he couldn't get out the way of the hook. Like he couldn't get out the way of that hook to save his life.
No, he couldn't.
I think it was more of an underwhelming performance because we expected Leo to be a little more dominant. Obviously, he's a younger guy, so he'll get that PBC favoritism, But
I mean, honestly, I'm starting to think though, because that fight he had with Stephen Fulton, I'm starting to think that Fulton took a little something from him because remember, Fulton put him in the hospital afterwards. Like he went to the hospital after that fight, because Fulton beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he whooped his ass. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I'm thinking to myself, man, maybe that was probably too tough a fight for him to take after that,
I wouldn't even say all that because dude is just hittable. It's just the style.
Yeah.
Is he hittable?
Even against,
or is he heard Saucedo hittable?
Let's not go that far.
I mean, because the way y'all going off, I'm trying to make sure because there's levels to this.
All I'm saying is, I wouldn't even say that Fulton took anything out of him because he was the punishment. Because he definitely did. But Leo was getting hit like Leo was still hittable against Tremaine Williams, but Tremaine Williams just couldn't capitalize on it. So now you're fighting better fighters than Tremaine Williams. Yeah, they're gonna put hands on you.
I mean, he's not necessarily a champion level fighter. He got the belt because Fulton caught the COVID. Right?
He's a fringe level guy.
We'll see him on the BBC.
Goddamn.
We'll see him on the mid cards, for a few years. I mean, he'll be in the mix, but
basically,
so you don't think he's gonna win another title? What y'all saying?
I mean, he might, but like he's like a transitional champion.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Basically he was holding the belt. He was keeping the belt.
Yeah,
before Mick takes it.
He's Mick Foley. He's Mick Foley, right?
Yeah, he's an intercontinental. He's a good intercontinental champion that maybe might have a run or two at the heavyweight title, and if he wins it, he'll lose it in one or two defenses.
Facts.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, But regardless, the decision, Leo won the fight by majority decision. One judge had it a draw, 95-95. The other, and the two others had it for Leo, 96-94, and then 98-92, which is absolutely no.
Hold on, earlier you were saying that Almeida should have won, and you said 97-93.
Yeah, you goddamn right, bro.
I had it 96-94 for Leo.
Yeah,
the other way is like real. Like he didn't even have it 96-94 the other way. This nigga told him 97-93.
I like to see him versus Neri. I mean, that'd be kind of an interesting fight for a guy, just to see.
Nah.
Yeah, neither of them won more than 6 rounds. Let's cut it out right there. Like
I said, for me,
I don't think either of them won more than 6. It was just a matter of which way do you flip the rounds because it was.
Oh, okay. One of those could go either way fights, but it's not necessarily a robbery or a kill.
Admittedly, there was a lot of swing round type of rounds in that fight.
That's what I was saying. You can't.
Almeida got those swing rounds.
Yeah, but to you.
Did they not swing rounds then?
To you, that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, either way, I didn't.
You can't say the swing rounds and then say, nah, somebody clearly won those swing rounds.
Yeah, and that's why I said, but it was clear because, like I said, Leo got his ass whooped in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So I just did not see a Leo victory. Like I said, at best you could probably, in a draw, but even then it's like that might if you were like too liberal. But Almeida won that fight. I just there was no way. There was no 96-94 where Leo got his ass whooped. I think this was just did PBC wanted to send him second.
I think it's gonna make me look up that motherfucker fight now. Like wow, like it was that bad.
But look,
shit, I know how
if you go on boxing Twitter, people have the same shit that I've been saying too. So so it's not like I'm saying some shit crazy shit. Like no one.
Because I know Pat be going off on the deep end sometimes. Like I know it's funny because I know me and King P get into the semantic battles, but King P never really go off on the deep end on a lot of fights. Like Pat would really be convincing you that a nigga done lost, and we're like, damn, that was a draw or some shit.
Like I said, I thought Almeida got robbed against Neri, and I think
I agree with that.
But
so that's what's hard. That's why I got to see it for myself because I respect both y'all opinions, but it should have just too, it's like y'all niggas are like opposite extremes. So I'm gonna come back to that shit.
Yeah,
that's one of those I gotta hear the album myself. I'm gonna jam in some bullshit.
Like all I know is, regardless of that, like Leo, all I know is it's enabling the inevitable. Like if Leo steps in the ring with some real heavy hitter at 122, he's getting someone will probably eventually beat the brakes off him. Like I mean,
yeah, we don't need to see that no more. I mean, the Fulton fight was enough, and I can't imagine that a guy like Figueroa would do.
Yeah, or even Aleem, who's still working. I don't know what they need to put Aleem back on this TV, man. What the fuck is going on? Like this nigga's, he's been chilling on the sidelines, man. I want to see my nigga in the ring.
Yeah, I don't want to see Aleem versus that. I mean, I think Aleem would brutalize him.
Aleem hits too hard, single punch wise.
He's basically like a
he'll put them
Matias
just together.
Whatever. He's basically a Matias for 122, whatever.
I mean, for Leo, just regardless of how we think of the score, like PBC needs to match that dude very carefully. Like Leo's, I mean,
too many hard fights. I seen his face. I'm like, oh, damn, did I miss a Barrera Morales fight or some shit?
I'm saying, and Alameda's face wasn't even really that marked up either. So I'm just like, Leo, they need to watch that dude. Like they need to give him a soft touch. They need someone that'll, that he could get easy win and maybe practice some defense or some shit. Because that dude.
He need to holler at Badu Jack, get him one of these Triller soft touches level. Somewhere we could start thinking like, yo, this dude's a force, man. Leo back.
Word.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's get into this main event now.
Yeah, the main event, man.
Everybody got a motherfucking opinion on this shit.
Yeah, the main event. Like obviously, this main event was the worst. Like unanimously, was the worst fight on the whole schedule. Like it was pretty much it was a whole bunch of why. Like why is Charlo coming up with Derrianchico fight and facing Juan Macias? And then we said it before. Like it was supposed to be James Kirkland's spot, but Kirkland got upset by Montiel. So people say it's like, well, we gotta do something, man. So and we don't want to try to make fight with the other champion. So here's a hard hitting Mexican. Let him destroy that and keep it moving.
I mean, they sold it up good on that All Access. That was one of the best ones.
Yeah, they be doing their shit on there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just seen the second Tank one. I'm like, damn, they really making these fights intriguing. Even the Charlo Montiel is unreal. How they hype that shit up.
Hell yeah! I'm just like, yo, why? I think obviously you gotta make people watch because a lot of people were shitting on this fight. We were shitting on this fight. So, but that All Access made it look appealing. Like even though all of our boxing brands were like, nah, this ain't it.
Y'all could have put that energy toward Neri Figueroa or Daener Ubali,
right? You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Like legit main events.
Exactly.
in divisions that significant fights. I don't know.
It's a 135 and up. It's a 135 and up documentary. Nothing less than that.
You know what I'm saying? But and so pretty much, Charlo is I mean, Jermall Charlo. I mean, first he didn't make weight on the first try. He had to make weight the second time. So that was probably that's up some alarms. And pretty much for the first 6 rounds of the fight, he's basically beating the hell out of Montiel. It's Montiel is mad awkward. Like he's moving type of funny. He's having his hands up. Like in some old style 1900s poses and shit like that, like he's bare knuckle fighting. Back in the day, he's moving around mad awkward. And then probably the highlight of that is Charlo nearly rocks him at the end of the sixth round, but he escaped because it was near the end of the round. And then after that, the fight gets interesting because Charlo, he wasn't in the right conditions, started gassing.
Yeah.
And then a fight that's supposed to be, pretty much that should have never went 6 rounds in the first place, decides to, has a little blood and guts action. Yeah, because Montiel, Montiel started landing some shit on them and started wobbling them, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, what is this? What's this? What's going on? Why is Charlo doing a funny dance off these shots? Yeah, and then it got worse. Like, Charlo was eating some uppercuts. Montiel was giving off some combinations, and then Charlo was pretty much was winging his punches. Like, his punch mechanics went bad. Like, usually dude's a pretty sharp puncher, but I don't know what he was doing. Like, he was just throwing just to throw. Like, he was gassing it, but he was just throwing to throw. And Montiel took them shits too. Took them. And there were a couple of times where he had probably in the last 4 rounds too. I think we all agreed that we were thinking that maybe Jermall Charlo was a KO risk. Like, he was getting one strong combination would probably put him on the canvas.
Yeah, but I felt that way with Charlo too. He could have stopped Montiel. He was supposed to.
He was supposed to, yeah. He was absolutely supposed to. Like, so the niggas are trying to talk about, well, Montiel was just strong and awkward. Get the flying fuck out of here.
I think we all picked him early, right? Like maybe 6 max. I think everybody we all picked him pretty early.
Picked him pretty early. Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, because Montiel was not on that level, and I still don't think he's on his level. But they're trying to. But because Jermall Charlo decides to have, has an pretty much because like I said, in the last 4 rounds, dude was getting hit with some shit. Like Montiel, yeah, I mean, he's a puncher. Like 22 wins, 22 knockouts. So the shit that he was hitting Charlo with was clearly affecting him. Like,
it was definitely a fight worth putting something on Montiel if you see the patterns with Jermall Charlo.
Mm.
He's been going distance too much at 160 for the amount of power they say he has.
Right, yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like, you gotta hype this guy up to be a killer, and everyone holds him to a high standard, but he's not putting on high standard performances. It's not.
Yeah.
He's looking. I mean, the Derevchenko, I like that performance from him, but yeah, this shit right here is just.
Should have stopped Derevchenko though.
Yeah, Derevchenko.
At least drop him. At least drop him. At least drop him. Yeah. But.
Yeah, it's like pretty much pretty much all his middleweight fights, with maybe the exception of maybe one, have just been underwhelming. And so it's just and Montiel was supposed to drop, not even once. Like Montiel, there's no way.
Open, people get this awkward shit. Dude was too open. Like, he ate a whole bunch of hard shots, but there's no method behind Jermall Charlo's hard shots. He just
it's weird with him. Like,
he's not breaking it down. He's not systematically going to the body and then now headshots or let me do headshots. Now I could break his body down. There's no steady, consistent jab. It's just let me wing hard shots at you. That said, he's like a great value Jermaine Taylor.
I mean, which works for him depending on the opponent, because he's like Jermall is more methodical, but Jermall is more unpredictable. So it's like
but Jermall predictable as hell. Like,
no, Jermall's very predictable.
So I didn't mean unpredictable. That's not the word I was looking for. But you get what I meant.
Like, he's gonna come in there. He's gonna stay in front of you, and he's gonna try to walk you down, and he's gonna throw hard shots. The end.
He's pretty predictable. He's fast, athletic, and strong, big for his size. But as a boxer, nothing wows me with defense, the way he pivots. Nothing.
Well, I mean, remember, Jermall was always a boxer of the. Jermall just had.
But Jermall, he regressed as a boxer because now Jermall
he tries to go for knockout.
He's hard. It's hard for him to win rounds now.
But Jermall was always the puncher, and he always just had the jab, and the uppercut.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always felt Jermall was the better. I mean, if we're comparing them, I always preferred Jermall better. But I'm saying I mean, there's a time where Jermall, a few fights ago, where Jermall looked very improved, but I don't know.
Not anymore. Yeah, Jermall's clearly regressed, and he didn't train hard, and he let someone that should have never went the distance go the distance. And and for some reason, when someone's stock rises when they lose a fight damn near 12-0 or 11-1, that's a serious problem. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like all of a sudden now niggas are trying to flip it. It's like, oh well, Montiel's this, Montiel's tough. Like, no, he's not. He's not. He's not all these things. Like Charlo went this with someone that should have never. He's a fucking can. Like, let's be honest. Montiel is a can. Like right now, he is an absolute can. Like he should have. He should have been bodied.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Derevchenko, you can let it slide with getting stopped, but yeah, this one is inexcusable.
Right, and you can tell, like you can tell, like because the crowd was like silent because they didn't like to do what's in. You can see Charlo's peoples, like they wasn't feeling it. And I know Spencer's peoples were kind of giving him that look, like like they wasn't feeling that fight.
A lot of people was looking mad disappointed. Like the fight got too out of control in the last 4 rounds. From round 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like especially 8 and 9, because dude was hitting Charlo and shit. Me and Rome was fucking practicing earlier that day. He hit the fucking uppercut and the fucking lead. And the left hand.
It was crazy too, and Charlo made no adjustments. That's the funny thing too. Like he was just swinging, like he was getting hit with some shit and made no type of adjustments to that, just to keep winging shots at him, and hoping that he'll fall.
So that's the thing. Charlo always looked like he could stop you. He'll have his moments, but against the better or the tougher fighters, he doesn't know how to put the punches together to get him out. Like Corbo, the same thing. When Jermall Charlo came back in that fight, he literally had Corbo out of there. Like I thought he was gonna stop him late, but
he couldn't capitalize.
And went the distance. Like for some reason, he's not one of those guys who could just punch you hard and set up the knockout. He's just a guy who could just punch you hard. No,
he's just gonna punch you hard. He's just gonna
he's gonna punch you hard
until you crumble.
Yeah,
if you can't take the punches, then it works. But if you can take the punches and fight back, punching hard just really doesn't look all that great after that.
Word.
Because you're not seeing and that's why I say the great value of Jermaine Taylor, because a lot of dudes shitting on Jermaine Taylor in his prime. I remember
Jermaine Taylor was better than Charlo.
Yeah, that's my whole point. Like he didn't get like Taylor gets way more criticism for fighting way better fighters than Jermall Charlo ever did. At least in a Taylor fight, you see him quick hands, you see him a steady jab. You know what I mean? Like, you might see him gas a little, but
you see him gas by the 5th round, and you see him be the beneficiary of questionable decisions.
Nah, nigga. Taylor wasn't gassing no fucking 5th round. That was like 8 and 9. He was gassing. Like, get out of here. Like, you talking about a Pascal fight, a Canelo fight? What you talking about? Like, nah. Let's keep it real here. The Jermall Charlo, I feel like he gassed out and he got hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
like no defense. Like, my goodness, like keep your hands up, like move to the side, something. Like he was just he let a guy that he had done by the 7th round, 6th round, get back into the fight and make it a war.
Right. It looked bad.
Literally had a brawl with a guy who, like with the FedEx guy or some shit.
Yeah. With the honestly, I mean that's the shit that rarely happens with boxing. Usually when it does, it's not really a good look. You know what I'm saying? So Charlo needs to get it together, like, and then also to the people that are trying to be like on code for this fight, trying to turn it into some woke shit. Y'all need to also keep it real too. There was nothing impressive about what Charlo did, and you don't need to be on code for something like that. The best thing for Charlo is for him to take that criticism and tell him that he fought terrible, so he gets on point.
And I mean, I think I might have asked before, on the question asker from Mythical Matchups. Like I can't see Andrade not confusing him, and if they ended up fighting, I just can't see it. Demetrius Andrade not not just being too confusing and too, stylistically a bad matchup. Like Munguia is more of a winnable matchup for Speed right now.
Why are we using mythical matchups for two active fighters? That's sad.
It's the era we're in, man.
Message like a motherfucker. Like we really sitting up here like, well, if the powers that be and across the street politics allow it, I think a prime Andre decision's a prime Charlo. Like, nigga, they fighting now. What the fuck are you talking about? Y'all niggas made this into like, well, if Michael Spinks would have just been born like 10 years earlier, I think he'd have did a better job than his brother. Like, what? Like, yeah, he would have beat Ali, but it would have been unanimous. It would have been like, but like that's how niggas is sounding. Like, come on, man. Like,
and speaking of that, so I think, P, do we have a poll regarding Jermall Charlo to discuss?
Yes, we do. Because we always got a poll for somebody. So, but for Charlo, we got something for that ass.
Word.
Pause for the niggas that like to say that. Anyways, we got a poll up right now, still ongoing. So please go vote. If you're listening, go vote because we still need some participation. We always love our polls to have as much participation as possible. So if you missed it, go vote.
But vote like it's a Clarissa Shields poll. Y'all don't fucking miss those. Whenever we just put shields, it could be Captain America shield. Like, y'all motherfuckers be voting for them shit.
Facts.
Like, we ain't even put the matchup yet. We just vote. Retweet it 17 times.
Quoted 13 times. Like, but anyways, this one is, our poll is, which of these fights would you be most interested in seeing Jermall Charlo take? Would you rather see A, Golovkin at 160, B, Danny Jacobs at 168, C, Demetrius Andrade at 160, or D, Benavidez at 168. So far, we have 52 votes, and it's a close one, but as of now, 42% said they want to see Golovkin at 160, followed closely by Andrade at 160 with 38%.
That's surprising, but makes sense.
Benavidez,
honestly, I think niggas is scared of that Andre unanimous decision win.
Yeah.
I think low-key dudes is seeing it like, damn, Andre just beat cleaner, a better fighter than Jermall Charlo did.
Right. And then
it didn't look as bad.
And they're thinking, oh, Triple G, he's old now. Durian Chenko fight, yeah, he took a punishment in there. Maybe that he might
Triple G
actually
handle this jobber though.
He does. And that's what I always say. Like, for all the names that Triple G gets called, he gets called a can crusher. Charlo faced one that couldn't crush him. So it's like, there's levels to this. Like, Triple G, say what you want, but Triple G doesn't go to distance with niggas he's not supposed to go to distance with.
Brandon Adams, as much as we respect Brandon Adams, he's not seeing 12 with Triple G.
No, he's not.
And Brandon Adams is that dude. Like,
LB, you fuck with some Brandon Adams. I swear, everybody.
But come on now, their styles are so different that like you're way like no matter who you are, you're way less likely to see 12 with Triple G than Charlo. Like,
their styles aren't supposed to be all that different though. Look, they're two big middleweights. You can even say
they're very different.
Normal
what do you mean they're not? They're very different. They're in every way. That's what makes them.
Hold on. Okay, all right. They're both athletic.
Whoa.
We just going at. We could disagree or agree. The similarities I see. Okay, and the average person gonna see. They both hit hard. Both have good jabs. Mm-hmm. One more so when he decides to use it. But you know, he got a good jab. Both got good jabs. Good jabs, good power. Both come forward. Both are pressure fighters in a sense.
Yeah, that's true.
No one's gonna fucking mistake Jermall Charlo as some back foot boxer, slick ass nigga.
No, he's not a back foot boxer, but he's not pressure like Golovkin. Like it's two different pressures,
But they
two
both
different
pressure
jabs,
fighters though.
two different
Not many,
jabs.
but not many pressure like Tom Golovkin though. You know. So,
Dude, look, at the end of the day, they're made from the same creator-player mode. You cannot fucking sit here and tell me Jermall Charlo
Okay, but
and Golovkin are like two crazy different fighters.
Okay, I'll say it like this: if they're a creative player, if they're both cut from the same creative player, both of them have the sliders turned all the way differently to certain things.
I would say one gets more out of his tools than the other one does.
well, what exactly, Pete? What do you differentiate between the two?
First off, Jermall Charlo uses his athleticism way more than Triple G. Like his style is predicated on his athleticism.
How? What athleticism does get punched in the face by jobbers shows? Did I miss something? Did that's some type of athletic feat? And they seem to even the boxing gods are questioning you. Like thundering over here.
But it's like he uses his like I look at it like a Jacobs. Like his style is predicated on his.
But Jacobs moves around. And he gives you different looks way more than Charlo really be just fucking in front of you throwing hard punches.
Coming forward, I think they're more similar than they are different. And they are more similar than they are different. I mean,
they are more similar than they're different. The difference is how better Golovkin is in some of the shit they do.
I mean, there's some similarities for sure, but I mean, I can see. I guess there's slight differences, but they are, for more or less, like a very similar style.
I just don't see it. That's just me.
What don't you see? Okay. You said athleticism. What else?
What you said, the two jabs. They use their jabs very different. Like Triple G uses his jab like a damn like any other punch, like a damn power punch. Like Jermall uses his jab, but it's more to fucking just like he'll use the jab and then set it up with something else, but he doesn't even know how to set it up. So it's like he just throws it to kind of like not really to throw it, but like it's not used as a weapon like the way
that comes back to what I said. They have the same tool, just one gets better use out of them. Jermall Charlo.
But if you're using them completely differently, then how can you say that they're the same? Like you get what I'm saying?
Look, it's okay. Their skill set is a toolbox. When you look in the Golovkins and you look in there and you want to pull out a good jab, you pull out a good jab. Jermall Charlo, he has his skill box. He got his toolbox. You look in there and say, okay, I want a good jab. You pull out the good jab, but for some reason, the transition to using the good jab, like maybe he fumbles it. He says that maybe the gun doesn't have all the fucking bullets in there, but somehow the gun ain't steady in his hand, even though he pulled out the tool that said good jab.
Oh my god. Okay. I'll put it like this. To me,
let me say this. I'll break it down skill wise, yo. If you look at the punch when Jermall Charlo throws a good consistent jab, it's every bit as effective as Golovkin's jab. The problem is, it's like how we get at De La Hoya with the whole ring IQ. He don't know when to use certain strategies, when to pull the trigger on certain punches, or when to ease up and do this. Jermall Charlo, you even said it, if you watch the All Access, I think it was some football playing nigga. I forget his name, but apparently he a legend or some shit.
Was it Chad Johnson?
Nah, hell no. It was some other dude. It's like Rashard Lewis was there, looking different as fuck. Like I think it was looking light skinned and shit. Like I was like, this nigga's looking lighter now. But anyways, Jermall Charlo, there was a scene where he was like, the football dude was like, yeah man, that jab is serious. Like bam, like he was dominating it. And then Jermall Charlo, first thing he says, Yeah, man, I know, but I just be getting bored with the jab. Like watch it. I'm telling you, like, when someone says that, a person who usually says that has a good jab, they just don't have the mental fortitude to see the effectiveness of it. Even though everybody's telling them they got a good jab. You can have a fucking gun, but if you don't know how to aim that shit, then the good gun don't matter then, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right.
Would you say?
I guess if they're from the same toolbox, one's is a flathead, the other one's a Phillips screwdriver.
One knows when to pull out the flat screw, the flathead. The other one, and one knows when to pull up the Phillips. The other guy, he's fumbling between both at the same time.
You don't know which one to use. Let me ask you this though. You think? I think me and Pat agreed. You think his Jermall Charlo's split with Ronnie Shields is plays a role in the regression of him a little bit? Because it seems like he's regressed a lot.
Say that again.
You think the split with Rodney Shields kind of has played a big role in as to why Jermall Charlo has kind of just plateaued or just kind of regressed?
Yeah,
I mean, you could say that, but
it's the opposition.
Yeah,
he's fighting the same level of comp too long now.
Yeah, like pretty much. I mean, spoiling on the vine. We say it all the time for fighters. Like, you can't like if you.
He hasn't fought somebody legit dangerous since Corabo. Don't give me fucking Durian Chicken. Durian Chicken's good, but he's not dangerous. Corabo can fucking sleep you, and he got Olympic boxing skills.
Yeah, Carabal's good. Looking really good.
Yeah, I mean Charlo. I mean now for now because he's clearly like he's starting to spoil on the vine. Like he can't be fucking around with this bullshit. As if like he needs to be back in the ring by October and he needs to fight like he needs to make a fight with someone.
Fight Andre. Fucking look, Andre, man.
At this point,
don't even mention all the name for Charlo. Andre.
I shouldn't say this, but I feel like versus even a Eubanks, it's more 50-50 than it should be. Like,
no.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
He struggled against some dude that's been knocked out every time he lost. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Nah.
I can't talk down there.
We gotta knock him the fuck off with the Eubanks shit.
Like,
nah, please.
That might be a scrap now. Like, I'm sorry, Jermall Charlo did it to himself. Like,
2 years ago, I thought he'd get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? But now,
we be looking at it like how we looked at if Eubanks would have fought Golovkin. Now we looking at it like, man, shit. But we still don't say that about the Golovkin fight. If Eubanks was the fighter, we'd be like, damn, Triple G with another fucking tune-up.
Yeah, and then I'm saying, Doc, he just said in the comments, he said before the fight that he's tired of fighting these fights. Well, shit, we're tired of you fighting fights too. Shit,
we tired of talking about him fighting them fights.
Yeah, well, and then to fight Andre, he's like, well, I hate fighting these type of fights, but if Andre wants to fight with me, he's got to fight the same type of fight that I just fought. Like,
what the fuck he does it?
Well, it goes back to the politics. I mean, because at 160, 154 is loaded on the PBC side of things. 168, if he moves up, is nice. But I'm saying 160, the middleweights. I mean, can you even name another middleweight at 160? Really, you can't. So
at PBC, hell no. I've said before.
Now 160 top heavy, but
all his fights,
fighting each other.
All the realistic big fights he has are at 168. Plant, Benavidez, Lugatti, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Nigga, there's fights at 160. No one keep telling him to fight these damn.
But not on the same promotion he's at. Is what I'm saying. Not that realistically he can fight without having a quote unquote cross the street.
Look, fuck that. These dudes can make the goddamn fights. I'm tired of this political bullshit. These motherfuckers can make these fights. If not, keep having stale ass fucking fights like this and keep having us talk shit and complain about them motherfuckers. Goddamn, like it ain't fucking rocket science.
Yeah, like I mean, if you're not making an attempt to do it, then like I said, you deserve every bit of criticism that you get for making these fights. And they're not even ordered mandatories either. That's how sad it is.
Yeah, it's the whole Wilder shit again.
Yeah, and then Doc, I also got to mention too because my man Doc was actually in the audience. He was actually live at that fight. He said everybody in the crowd was looking at him funny in the light by the 10th round. I believe it. Yeah, like
I can believe it. Shout out to Doc. What up?
Fighters
I
gotta
could
start
definitely believe it because you felt that energy in the crowd through the TV. Like shit was just looking like
after the fifth round. Yeah, after the fifth round, it's like the energy.
damn, like he ain't got this guy out of there. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to say like this is the thing. People be wanting to see a good fight, but if they know it's overmatched, their attention starts to fold. Like you have like 3 rounds tops to fucking impress people with a matchup like that. And when it starts getting to the 6th round, people are mentally checking out already. So
wasn't it in Texas? Was it his hometown?
Yeah, this is his hometown. This is
fighters gotta stop fighting in their hometown if they ain't gonna bring it. That's all.
yeah, but it turned that shit into fucking Manchester with fucking Ricky Hatton, nigga.
Yeah,
you saw happened to J-Rock with the in Philly.
At least Crawford stops all his opponents in Omaha.
That's also true.
Yeah, we give him his props for that.
Yeah, but Charlo, you gotta, you gotta get it together, bro. I don't know what you gotta do. You gotta make some changes in your camp. You gotta, cut some people away from your entourage. You gotta do something, man. You gotta rededicate yourself, man. Like, no more mid-ass performances, no more mid-ass fights, no letting.
He's spoiling on the vine, man. Look, it's a competition. Like, he's not even. This dude wasn't Liam Williams level.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
If he's not fighting Munguia, Triple G, or Andrade, then go up to 160 and get your zero taken from Benavidez.
Even Murata would have been a better fight than this.
Facts.
Like the 4 champs, somebody needs to mix it up. If Triple G and Murata are trying to get something going at the end of the year, then people need to stop bringing up those 2 names and focus on Andre and Charlo making a fight. Like,
right. Yeah, especially
remember, everybody does it for every other division. When I don't know, those 2 are gonna fight, so I don't think he's gonna fight him. And people's like, yeah, that's right. But when it comes to a Golovkin, motherfuckers be like, nah, Triple G could fight him. What are you talking about?
Yes.
But like, nah, put that fucking energy to everybody else. Like, remember, Andre and Charlo were in the same fucking division.
Right.
So I don't know why y'all try to bounce fucking Andre and Triple G were.
Yeah, it's like
Charlo and Andre could be a pay-per-view right now called Unfinished Business.
Right, and get all the attention in the world because they're 2 American black middleweights who are undefeated.
Yeah, I just gave y'all a promo game. Like, shout out to Rome Top 5. Yeah, go content. Like damn. Like, can I get an advisor check or something? Like,
say
y'all do all access on that.
So wait.
I feel like Andre Charlo could do 300K pay-per-view.
Word. Yeah, I think we gave this card enough bars.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Next.
Yeah, the next one.